So this is a pretty simple question from the mailbag that has made it to this is this week's edition of K100 Talks. Okay, guess who this email is from, Konnan?
I don't know.
Jesus Christ!
Tremendous!
That's what it says.
He's back,
and the subject is Konnan's Takeshita. How are we supposed to pronounce it, Joe? Takeshita critique. How is Carlos going to be mad about Konosku Takeshita? Not whatever racist xenophobic shit you morons say. Using the Eddie Guerrero shimmy because Takeshita isn't quote-unquote Mexican. That's grand coming from the Cuban, born Puerto Rican who's been cosplayed as a Mexican stereotype for 30 years.
All right.
And this is basically the response from the internet people on the clip that we had last week. But let's just start off with this. Let's play the clip. Actually, no, let's not play the clip. Okay, Joe, here's what I want you to do.
Sure.
I want you to read like the text of what Konnan said that's been reported by the dirt sheets, okay? And everybody that's a comment.
And let me answer this guy because he said that's grand coming from a Cuban Puerto Rican cosplaying as a Mexican. That's the most asinine statement. You know, that's like me saying, "Oh, Al Pacino, an Italian, played a Cuban in Scarface." You know, he's cosplaying as a Cuban. He's doing. He was acting. I was acting. But right. You guys are a bunch of.
Okay, what do we get?
Straight up.
Play the clip.
And that is.
You want me to read it or play it?
I want you to read it first, but because reading it and playing it you get two different vibes.
Okay.
Right?
So here's the quote that's been reported everywhere at this point. You know, well, Takeshita, whatever, he's got heat with me, and he's lucky I wasn't in El Paso because when he went up and did the Eddie Guerrero thing for the frog splash, you're not Mexican, dude. I don't care. Stick to your nationality.
Okay. All right. I can't. Okay, people read that like. So if you read that, okay, right. And you're taking that text like on its word, right? You actually think that Konnan is legitimately hot, and that if he would have been there when Takeshita did that, that they would have had a confrontation or worse.
Do you actually think that would have transpired?
Bro, this is. You know what this reminds me of? This reminds me of when I did the legendary story about how I had the Martian invasion angle. Right. Mm-hmm. And the first week of the Martian invasion angle, okay, I said like Mike Tenay would be sitting at the desk and two antennae would pop out of his head like a Martian. Right. Like now think about that. Okay. Right. First of all, we would need like CGI to produce that. Right. Okay. And like if you're thinking that like I actually like am being serious about like I don't know, bro, but I say it very deadpan. Right. That's what we do. Right. We work people. We say stuff. But
right. You got worked and you don't like it. And you don't like it. And so let me tell you the other thing. Here's what's funny.
Well, before you comment, let's play the clip. Okay, because that's when you read that, and people read it and they want to be offended, they're just going to be offended. Right? Play the clip.
Just go. It's Konosuke Takeshita, not Takeshita.
I like how
Takeshita or whatever. He's got heat with me, and he's lucky I wasn't in El Paso because when he went up and he did the Eddie Guerrero thing for the frog splash, you're not Mexican, dude.
Yeah, but he's no personality, though.
Yeah, I don't care.
I'll give the guy
I don't care.
The guy didn't have a lot of personality.
Maybe it was his favorite wrestler when he grew up.
Yeah,
and it got a pop. It got a pop.
Yeah.
Do you want? Well, there's a little bit more.
Fisher.
Yeah, stick to your nationality.
So Takeshita ended up.
Okay. All right. So here's what's funny, because this goes back to the wrestling journalism topic we had on K100 last week. I've never, ever seen, and please correct me if I'm wrong, all the we put over, whether it's the Bloodline, whether it's Sami Zayn, whether it's MJF, whether it's the match with Rush and Danielson, whether it's the Lucha Brothers, whether it's the Young, I've never seen them put over. I've defended Tony Khan, but yet he gets mad over if I say something bad about the company, but he's never said, hey, thanks for when people are trying to bury me, you coming to my defense, even though you take a lot of shit. But all I ever read is from Sportskeeda or other places. It's clickbait. That's all it is. I don't even get mad. It's clickbait, and you fall for it. And look, it trended. You were being worked. That's dry humor. That's wit. That's sarcasm. That's my stilo. If you notice on Twitter, there were a lot of people that were like, that listened to the show.
Some of the boys got worked.
Yeah.
The boys got worked. Read Miro's tweet, Joe.
Miro tweeted, I bet you all that Konnan, or whatever his name was, can't last 10 seconds with Takeshita.
Yeah, he got word too.
Bro, when you were a worker in the business,
right,
and your comments echo the marks,
right, you're a mark.
It's like the marks aren't like the workers. You're like the marks, right? So that's what you're doing. So I was like, yeah, come on, guys.
So it's incredible to me that it even got this much traction, but it just shows me a couple things. People are easily triggered. People are looking for to get mad about. There's obviously people that don't like me, so this was a good excuse for them to just pile on. But if you see some of the Twitter feeds of the people that listen to the show, they were like, they don't understand your humor, because I can guarantee you 80% of the people did not hear the show, and they don't know the context, and they don't know my humor, or when Disco gets attacked, his humor. And the worst part is that since they don't listen to the show and all they ever do is use clickbait, you think the show's super negative because all they read is negative, and so everybody's got the same opinion that don't listen to the show. Oh, they're washed up, they're trying to be relevant, they're haters, whatever that is, and so that's why anytime I see something in the news, and I know you're the same way, DI, anytime I read something in the news, I go, let me hear it first. Because I don't know how many times I've read something, and then for not listening to it, I didn't get the whole context. I'm like, well, this isn't what they meant. They just extrapolated this, put it out there to get hits, views, and monetize it, bury the guy in the process. But if you listen to the whole thing, that's not what he meant or what he said or what he was trying to convey.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right. Bro, like I said,
But if you actually think, and I heard some girl was like, oh, that's racial and, all this. And I go, I've experienced actual racism. Like don't tell me I'm racial. It was a joke, So yeah.
You did tell me that you thought that you were by everybody in the comments. That's you get
I never said that. I never. That's a great line.
All right, yeah, you got by the internet over your Takeshita comments.
That's a great
over the allegation that you're being racist against Japanese wrestlers. You got by the internet.
Right. That's tremendous.
Let me tell you something. And this is a problem. And this is a problem in the younger, the newer generation these days, bro. There's like a. It's getting to the point where nobody wants to read a comment and even consider if they were trying to be sarcastic or funny. Right. Their immediate reaction is venomous. You should apologize. I'm offended. It's like, no, dude. It's like, bro, there is a war on comedy. I do not see this new generation, like this younger generation, having a lot of funny people. Because you can't be funny. You can't poke fun at anything anymore. Like somebody is going to get offended. But like humor is offending people and things. And then like it's an
and even when you say it's humor, they're telling me, oh, you're backpedaling. Bro, don't tell me what I'm doing.
Bro, we have a cat. The funniest thing about this is though, our listeners, like even Harry was on the thing. I didn't think anything of this.
Right.
Until all the people that don't listen to the show, that just read the clickbait and stuff, and they start commenting, then everybody listens to them. It's like, dude, you can listen to the show.
Right.
And then get it for yourself, but no, you just want to comment and stuff like that. All the right people were complaining about this too. The Mark podcasters and stuff, just like all the Marks.
Right. It's funny because it's almost like they mobilize this mob that must be sleeping in virtue signaling pods. Okay, it's time to go after this guy. Come on, guys, let's go get him. Yeah, let's go get him.
Let me tell you exactly what it's like. When you're a fireman,
right?
You go in for like a 48-hour, like a 24-hour shift,
right?
And then basically, sometimes you'll be sleeping, and the fire alarm will go off. And they all get out. They put on their clothes.
What do
you
think about this, Sweet Lips?
Yeah, what do you think, Joe?
I was gonna say, like, when I edit the show, if I hear something that I think, ooh, maybe that isn't gonna work, and then I'll come to you guys and say, hey, I said such and such. You guys said such and such. Do you think we should pull that? I didn't think that at all. I thought you were joking.
His tone, obviously.
Yeah, there's no way that I thought you were being serious at all.
Right.
But here's
you can tell when Tony is when Konnan is serious with being serious about an issue. His tone changes. He's very direct and stuff.
It was a throwaway joke.
He's got heat with me. You know,
Right.
he's got heat with you for doing the frog splash. It's like,
Right.
come on, how could, bro? That
Right.
just shows
The
mental
Usos do
acumen.
the frog splash.
Yes.
Montez Ford does the
People
frog
were like,
splash.
I saw someone say, "How come Konnan didn't complain when Logan Paul did the frog splash or
Right.
the Eddie thing?" Yeah,
It shows you the mental
Like I can't
capacity of
believe
wrestling fans.
I can't believe anybody would think that was true, and you got worked and you don't like it. So your
Right.
excuse is, oh, it wasn't a funny joke, or what was the other one?
Oh,
that
you're
you're
backtracking.
backpedaling. Yeah,
Backpedaling.
Yeah.
No, you got work because we're
Right.
just being funny
Right.
on the show,
And you
It's
don't like it.
and we
Right.
don't care.
Right.
We'll be mildly offensive at times and stuff,
Right.
but not in a hateful way.
This ain't the show
you know?
for you. Yeah.
Yeah, right, exactly. All right.
here's Wrestling Inc. put out an article about your tweet, right?
Right.
We're
Wrestling Inc?
content creators, so it's like, you know,
Is that Nick Hausman?
Hausman's at Wrestling Inc. now, yeah.
Right.
But he didn't write this though.
Right.
AAA booker Konnan's health may be on the upswing, but everything else going on for him right now seems to be a bit hectic. The Lucha Libre legend has had to defend AAA bringing back controversial luchador Alberto El Patron. Reportedly visited AEW Dark recently to try and smooth things over between AAA and AEW after AAA's brief dalliance with WWE, and is now in hot water over criticism he had for Takeshita.
No, I'm not in hot water. What hot water am I in?
Doing an Eddie Guerrero tribute in El Paso last Wednesday.
Oh my God, you're
hot water with who? The IWC March?
Right.
Yeah, good.
Right.
I'll stay in that water.
Or was it criticism? Taking to Twitter early Tuesday morning after receiving backlash for his remarks on social media, Konnan claimed his comments were taken out of context.
Okay, let me explain something. Number one.
Well, let you finish your article. Let you finish it. We'll comment.
This Takeshita thing, I'm stuck on that too. This Takeshita thing was a joke. Like, I'm really going to get mad over him doing a frog splash. Everyone does it. If you actually believe I was hot, joke's on you, Konnan tweeted. After one fan accused Konnan of backtracking and suggested he should apologize, Konnan fired back with this. Please don't tell me what I did or what my intentions were. If you don't think it's a joke, that's on you. Regardless of Konnan's intentions, his comments toward the rising AEW star, and he, among other things, stated Takeshita should, quote, stick to your nationality, unquote. It's garnered far more.
Did that really hurt all you guys? Really? That really hurt you guys? Give me a break. Go ahead.
It's garnered far more attention than he would like. The most notable wrestling personality to acknowledge the comment so far has been Miro, who suggested Konnan wouldn't last 10 seconds with Takeshita in reference to Konnan's statement where he said Takeshita was lucky Konnan wasn't in El Paso last week.
Right, like you actually think I was going to go give me a break.
In a positive development, Takeshita can be seen tonight on AEW Dark, where he'll wrestle Bronson. No word yet on whether or not he will break out.
What was the first line that I was trying to answer where he said he waited till, what was it? That he waited till today to answer, something like that?
Taking to Twitter early Tuesday morning after receiving backlash for his remarks on social media. Konnan claimed his comments were taken out of context.
When was I supposed to answer? You know, I mean, that's when I saw it.
I didn't see it until today either. Yeah.
So when were you supposed to adhere to the unwritten rules of the internet, people? Right.
Right.
So
right. How did I know that? Right. Bro, it was a joke.
Right.
And that's the last time I'm going to say it. So if you didn't get it, that's on you. Boom.
Right. Yeah, no offense to this guy. We did like
right.
The only thing
I don't even know him.
We don't bury this guy. We just say we don't get what the buzz is like. He's so great.
Right.
But
like Lance, what's this guy's name? Lord Cyrus told me he was incredibly talented, and so did Dave Meltzer. And I'm looking at it and I'm thinking he doesn't seem any more talented than Bandito. You know, right. I mean.
Oh, and the plus two. Let me make another point here. This is. It's like you internet people, you are overhyping this guy and making it very unfair for him because they're putting him in a prominent position now. He's not really drawing. You know, the only thing he's really getting is just praise from a bunch of your community. Get the guy over. Put him in some vignettes. Do some interviews with him, stuff and thing. But like, right. You know, all this stuff of like, you know, oh, this guy's a great worker. It's like I said, I'm watching his matches. Like that work is like any better than anybody else. It's like no, he's just like he's like a typical worker of today. He does the thigh slapping, the Japanese forearm spot. He's athletic. He looks great.
Right.
Like he's a built guy.
I agree with everything that you're saying. Yeah.
You know, but it's like the guy needs work on and you know, he did show
character development.
And the funniest thing about it was I talked about when he did the Eddie Guerrero thing, that's the first charismatic thing the guy's done since he's been on the show. You know? So it's
probably,
like, you
yeah.
know, yeah, right. So whatever. So that's been our edition of K100 Talks out of the K100 Keep It 100 mailbag this week.
Boom. If you got any opinions, questions, anything on the subject matter, send your questions to K100questions@gmail.com.